Okay, today we're going to go over 6.4% of change. What a percent of change is it's the ratio that compares change in quantity to the original amount. If that percent is positive, it's a percent of increase, and if the percent is negative, it's a percent of decrease. Feel free to pause here to write in on your note sheet. First, we want to find the percent of change from 60 degrees to 84 degrees, and then state whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. So our original here, we're going to highlight, is 60, and our new is 84. So you always take your new amount, which is 84, minus your original amount, over your original amount. 84 minus 60 is 24, and that's still over 60. 24 divided by 60 is 0.4. To turn that decimal into a percent, we move it over 2 decimal places and get 40%. Back here it said a percent of increase is if the percent is positive and decrease is if it's negative. Here our 40% is positive, so it's a 40% increase. Now you try. Pause and try this and then compare with what answers I got. So our original is 52, our new is 61. We take new, which is 61, minus original, over original, which is 52. 61 minus 52 is 9 over 52. 9 divided by 52, let's get my calculator, I don't know that one off the top of my head. 0.1730. We're going to move our decimal point over 2 places to turn it to a percent, and here it said to round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to have 17.3%. And it is a percent of increase because our percent is positive. So here on this next page, before I do anything, write in your margin the formula for figuring out the percent of change. It's new minus original divided by original. Write that down, save it, star it, highlight it, write it in a pretty color. This is what you need to know in order to figure out the percent of change, and that is percent of change equals that. So new minus original over original. Love it. That is your answer to figuring out all of these problems. Of course, that doesn't work. Ugh. So reading this problem, it says McKenna has 318 stamps. Now she has 273 stamps. Find the percent of change, round to the nearest tenth if necessary, then state whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. Okay, so our original number is 318. Now she has 273. Our equation is new minus original over original. So our new number is 273 minus our original number, 318, over the original number again of 318. We're going to get negative 45, as I write 8, negative 45 over 318. Negative 45 divided by 318 equals negative 0.1415. To turn this into a percent, you just move the decimal over 2 places. We're gonna get a negative, don't forget that, 14.5, rounds our 1 up to 2, so 14.2%. And this is a percent of decrease. I'm getting kind of lazy to write that all out. So the D stands for decrease. So negative 14.2% gives us a decrease because the percent is negative. Now you try. Pause it, try it, then compare. So find the percent change from 24 to 18. Here we've got new, which is 18, minus original, which is 24, over original, which was 24 once again. 18 minus 24 is negative 6, over 24 never changed. And that gets us negative 0.25. Turn that into a percent by moving your decimal over 2 places. And we're going to have negative, don't forget it, 25%, which is a decrease. Voila! Our next vocab word here is percent error, and that's a measure of the difference between an estimate, prediction, or measurement and the actual value. So sometimes you guess something and it's a little different than what the actual thing is. So you figure out what the error you had, the percent of change error. So here it says Alyssa estimates that an auditorium can hold 660 seats. It actually has 750 seats. What is the percent error of her estimate? So just like before, except for now, we don't have negatives or positives. But just like before, we're going to take our original minus our new, and that gets us 660 minus 750 is negative 90. So that's the difference between the two numbers. We're just going to take the absolute value of that because we don't care if it's negative or positive to get 90. So she was 90 off. Whether it was high, whether it was low, that doesn't matter. She was off by 90. What you do here, so to figure out the percent error, you take the amount of error over the actual. So our amount of error here was this 90. So we're going to have 90 over the actual value, which up here it actually has 750 seats. So divided by 750, and that's going to give us 0.12. Turn that into a percent by moving your decimal over 2. So you have a percent error of 12%. Try these next couple on your own. So don't forget the percent error equals the error, why does this quit working? There we go, over the actual. Star it, highlight it, write it somewhere where you're going to remember it. So here you have 8 minus 6.4 equals, I don't even know, 1.6. 1.6 divided by the actual weight of 6.4 is 0.25. Move the decimal, and we're at 25%. Here you have 2.4 minus 2.54, and you get negative 0.14. But we're going to take the absolute value because we don't care about negatives, and so you just turn it into 0.14. So your error was 0.14 over the actual amount of 2.54 to get positive 0.055. Move the decimal over 2 places, and you get 5.5%. Now you can go on ahead and try the assignment. I'm here to help you if you need it, so just raise your hand.